Hi, it's James here. I hope everyone's well. I'm smoking my Peterson's 312 with a P-lip. Let me see that. Big fan of these. I like the P-lip. I think I've seen them on other types of pipe, but I'm not sure. Maybe I dreamt it. It's a nice big pipe. I thought it was going to be bigger when I bought it, but it's not. Smoking some Bankers from JJ Fox. Yeah, I was down at a tobacconist in London recently, and one of the things that I tend to do is smoke quite wet. I'm a wet smoker, soggy smoker, and I've kind of thought, oh, I must be doing this the wrong way for a long time. And just increasingly think there is no right or wrong way to do things, whatever floats your boat, you know, each to their own, and whatever works for you. And but I have found filter pipes to be very useful. I don't know what the rest of people think of them, whether they think they're all the bad wrong thing, you know, if you need a filter you're smoking wrong. Not all my pipes are filter pipes, but I like filters. I think they've helped me, you know, to get a less soggy smoke. The other thing, the guy gave them down in London, because I said this to him, are these little chalk filters, and he says, you stick one of them, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. This little filter you put in the bottom of your pipe, chalk filter, and immediately it just stopped everything, you know, from being soggy or whatever. And yeah, it helped. But then I've noticed when I take them out, I don't, you know, after a couple of times of using them, I don't smoke as wet as I was. So in response also to the Wandering Recluse's questions about archetypes and your archetypal pipe smoking, what was the questions? You could be an exaggerated form of pipe smoker, or an archetype. I don't think I have a specific archetype, but I mean, the idea of the old guy who's up farming and he's got his sheep and his sheeps. he's got his sheep. And you know, his chickens and whatever, and he's just out there, and he's kind of oblivious to the world, you know, the rest of the world that they're going on. You meet these guys I'm sure there's loads in America that are just out in the middle of nowhere, and anything you say to them is just like, and they're just completely oblivious to everything, and they're just quite content in their own world. So I would kind of aspire to that, although that doesn't mean to say that I have a desire to not have any idea or clue of what was going on in the world. But the idea that this serene, content, you know, just happy with themselves, and just, you know, puffing around the pipe, and they don't give a monkey's. Really very compassionate, caring people, but they don't, you know, they're not going to get hung up about anything. They're just worried about, you know, whether it's going to rain or whether the fox gets into the chickens and so forth. Archetype do I portray? Ideally, I'd like to say none. I'd like to say I'm just one guy who enjoys smoking a pipe. I don't want to be seen as eccentric or, you know, overly, you know, an intellectual. I mean, I'm not sort of sitting with my bookcase behind me and my glasses on and pretending to be, you know, academic or anything like that. I don't aspire to be eccentric or to be perceived as, you know, overly intelligent or academic. In terms of the pipes I like and what it does or doesn't say about me, is I tend to like old-fashioned. I like the history behind things. So I like the old-fashioned you know, the old-fashioned style of things, the history of what, you know, pipes. Ideally, I like handmade pipes because there's just something a little more personal about it. And my own pipe smoking is sort of quite personal. It's my time to relax and chill out and just have an hour just sitting quietly, just taking it easy. So I lean towards the traditional side of things, and don't really want to sort of have really modern, eccentric, you know, really funny, odd-looking pipes and that stand out. So traditional, hopefully not trying to portray anything, just a guy who enjoys smoking pipes. But my archetype would be the old guy who's perfectly content in the middle of nowhere, just off and away. So thanks, hope you're all well, and cheers for watching if you did. Take care, bye.